How you guys doing? First and foremost, I want to say thank you to everybody for all the positive and supportive feedback from my last video. Very nice, you guys. I read through all the comments on YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, all of it. I really appreciate it, guys. And since you guys asked for it, here's going to be my Overwatch League preseason predictions. Okay, so here's the preseason schedule. How I think it's going to work is, since there's 4 days, these are the first games, and I think the winners will play the winners. So if LA beats London and Dallas beats Houston, then they will play on one of these next days, and then Houston and London will play. That's how I'm assuming it's going to work. Not too sure, but we'll see. Alright, so the first match coming up, we have Florida Mayhem versus Philadelphia Fusion. And actually, Philadelphia Fusion aren't going to be able to play in this tournament. They're having visa issues, or they couldn't make it to LA. There's some speculation what's going on. Nobody really knows exactly. There's no official statement on why they didn't make it. But they will be replaced by San Francisco Shock. So it's going to be Florida and San Francisco going up against each other. I think this is going to be a close match. I think Florida and San Fran both have an advantage coming into this tournament compared to some of the other teams by having a smaller roster. So there's a rule in the preseason that you have to play every single player. So teams like Los Angeles Valiant or Dallas Fuel or Boston Uprisings, teams with a lot of players on their roster, like 10 to 12 players, it's going to be a lot of mix and matching players. It's going to be, you know, in between maps, a lot of different players playing. I think it's a disadvantage. Teams like Mayhem and Shock, they're coming in with one roster with maybe one player swapping out, and they've been practicing that already for a couple of months, as to where other teams might be practicing with like their solid 7 or 6 players instead of utilizing the full 12-man roster as effectively. So heading into preseason, I think Mayhem and Shock both have a nice advantage. That being said, I think Mayhem versus Shock is going to be an extremely close match. I think both teams have pretty good rosters. Some San Francisco players are really going to show up for this event. Baby Bay, Nevix, I think they're going to really have outstanding games. Dante, as well as Dak, Sleepy. I think they're going to take Mayhem out here. It'll be close, but not super close. I think it'll be like a 3-1. In the second match, we have Los Angeles Valiant going up against San Francisco Shock again. So they're playing back-to-back. And I think this is actually an advantage in favor of San Francisco Shock. They're going to be able to be warmed up already. They're going to be used to the stage. They're already going to play on it. As where Los Angeles Valiant, it's going to be their first game on the stage. They're going to be just getting on there. And they also have a 12-man roster. So as I mentioned earlier, I think the 12-man rosters might struggle a little bit. They're going to be mixing and matching a lot of players here. I think San Francisco takes this game. Although it's going to be really close, Valiant's got some really good players. I think Unco's going to be probably one of the best players in the entire league in the support role. It's going to be a close one. I think San Francisco Shock takes this one 3-1 as well. I think it'll be a lot closer than the Florida Mayhem game, though. In the next match, we have Seoul Dynasty going up against Shanghai Dragons. Shanghai, they have an 8-man roster. Seoul Dynasty, they have an 11-man roster. And I think this is going to be closer than what people think. A lot of people are counting Shanghai Dragons out. I think they'll put up a decent performance. Again, it might be due to Seoul Dynasty having to mix and match a lot of players. 11 players is a lot. So in 4 maps, you gotta mix and match them. And I think Shanghai Dragon will be able to steal a map off of Dynasty. But again, Seoul Dynasty probably coming out 3-1 again. Going on to the next day, Thursday, we have Los Angeles Gladiators and London Spitfire starting off. London Spitfire, they're C9 Kongdu and GC Busan. Extremely stacked roster in my opinion. One of the favorites going into the Overwatch League. I think especially early on, I think they're going to be manhandling a lot of these teams. Los Angeles Gladiators, I think they do have a good roster. They have 2 of my ex-teammates, Remix Bishu. They're really hardworking. Tremendous players. I know Sure4 is really good. Hydration is good. So their roster is no slouch either. But London Spitfire, just going up against them, it's going to be a brick wall, man. They're going to have to mix their players up, but they might just do it team by team. So they're not as much of a disadvantage as like Seoul Dynasty or Los Angeles Valiant, because London Spitfire has 2 6-man rosters. I think they might just throw GC Busan in there for the first game and then throw Kongdu in there for the next game. So not really a disadvantage there. So I think they're going to have a really strong performance in this tournament, and probably going to be a 4-0 for London going up against Los Angeles Gladiators. And the second match of the day, we have Dallas Fuel going up against Houston Outlaws. Now this match, I'm really looking forward to this match. I think this is going to be the match of the tournament right here. It's bad blood. The beginning of the rivalry, Dallas versus Houston. Texas on the line. Whose territory is it going to be? I mean, XQC, Muma, Taimu, Jake, Mendo, Linkser. I think this is going to be an absolute banger of a matchup. And you might be surprised, but I think Houston Outlaws is going to take this one. And it's going to be close. I think it might be one of the closest ones of the game. But I think Houston Outlaws takes this one 3-2. It's going to be extremely close again. But I think Houston Outlaws, I think Linkser is going to have an outstanding performance. I see Jake popping off. He's had a great performance for Team USA. So Jake, a player to look out for. Linkser, a player to look out for. In the last match, we have New York Excelsior and Boston Uprising going up. In the last match of Thursday, I think this will also be a close match. I think a lot of people are picking New York to win this one easily. Again, you guys seen my video on Boston. I think they're going to be a really, really strong team and a top contender. And I'm actually picking Boston to win this one. I think this one will be another close game. This one probably going to be a 3-2 in favor of Boston. But I'm expecting, again, Striker, Gamsu, Nako, Dreamcast. I think they're really going to step up here. They've been working extremely hard. I think this is their time to shine. They're going to show off what they're made of. And I think they're going to take out New York Excelsior. I think it'll be a close game, but I think that's going to be it. And for Friday, again, winners versus winners. I don't know how it's going to work. Overall, I think the top teams of this tournament are going to be London Spitfire, San Francisco Shock, Boston Uprising, and Houston Outlaws. And thank you for watching, guys. Again, I'm going to LA. If you don't know already, you should know. Your boy's going to the Overwatch League preseason. Subscribe. We got more content coming. Leave a comment on what you want to see. We're going to be working hard, boys, and have a good day.